Hello, everyone, and welcome to a beautiful day here in California, Pennsylvania, to the Phillipsburg Soccer Facility for today's non-conference matchup between the Malone Pioneers and your California Vulcans. My name is John Sape. Alongside me today is Mr. James Anderson. Let's take you through today's action. James, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to come here to the home opener of the men's soccer club and see what we got today.
Vulcans off to a great start of the season, 1-0. The big win over Wheeling was about 6 days ago, just under a week. Malone starting the season off on the bit of a wrong foot, 0-2 to start the season. As the Vulcans quickly get started, the Malone kickoff as they're going from left to right on your screen to get things started in California with some early high pressure. They find themselves inside the Malone box. And that's Max Iado with an early attempt scooped up by Sam Cipriano, the keeper for the Pioneers.
If they can't find a way to calm this pressure, it's going to be a long day for Malone.
Yeah, just flying out the gates early on is California. You can just see it as a man down already there for the Pioneers as they're just trying to quickly settle themselves into this game, and we weren't even able to get through the starters as the game just started to fly off for the Vulcans. It's Visco and Net who just passed the ball. Mauricio Montenegro Flores, Shimon Ichimaya, Lewin Rathel, Eduardo Miranda, Jacob Gretz, Brady Olson, Max Iado, Malachi Herndon, Ben Sawyerlander, and Seth Basinger, the starting 11 for the Vulcans. That pass that time by Miranda off of the defender and out of play. And Sawyerlander for the Vulcans, named the PSAC West Men's Soccer Athlete of the Week this past week.
And with a goal and assist last game, how can you not be the player of the week?
Yeah, just a fantastic performance in that game against the Wheeling Jesuit Cardinals. And then the starters for Malone, Sam Cipriano and net, Ryan Zikowski in the back, Constantino Paugiato, Andres Izaga, Dylan DiPiero, Tiago Pajadas, Caleb Redding, Nate Worthmuller, Alexander Castro Morales, Mason Gradle, and Tembana Poya, the starting 11 for the Malone Pioneers. As the Vulcans find themselves inside the defensive half under a bit of pressure of their own, trying to work themselves out. Pass off the mark that time by Basinger. Great recovery by the Vulcans as they try to work themselves out. Lovely flicked ball. A missed kick on the clear by Worthmuller. Straight up in the air, Herndon missed the header. A couple of second chance balls go the way of Malone. With Basinger right on the back, able to take that one away.
One thing I'm interested to see is how disciplined this team's going to be. I mean, last game they walked away, Malone that is, with 23 fouls and 3 yellow cards. So I'm interested to see how disciplined this team came to play today.
Nice link on the outside to open up some space on the far for Ichimaya. Herndon in the middle. Trying to find a man outside. That pass cut out by the Malone defense. Again, both teams just a little scrappy early on, just trying to settle their footing here in the Vulcan home opener. Rathel here on the near side. Looking for the long ball. Has a man over the top. Into the path of Olsen. One touch. Trying to go for the shot off the defender and out of play for the game's first corner.
He had the step on him, just couldn't get that ball settled down enough to do anything with it.
Some nice direct play from Rathel, able to pick out Olsen there, who had a goal himself in that game against Wheeling. Will be Basinger to take this corner with the left foot, the in-swinger. A couple of men inside around the penalty spot. Basinger's kick over the head, off of the foot of Sawyerlander and out of play. Looked like he wasn't really ready for that one to come in. Thought one of the players in front of him would have taken it on the head and was surprised that it ended up at his foot. Quick clearance up ahead and headed away by Miranda. Herndon in the middle for the Vulcans. Nice friendly bounce. Sawyerlander and Olsen linking up on the 1-2. A bit of an odd deflection on the pass back through from Olsen into the arms of Cipriano. And again, we've seen both teams early on show a bit of tenacity, some up-temponess, but we've seen California show a bit of high-level play, some nice, intricate passing play early on to start this game.
Yeah, I think that just comes down to the style of play. I mean, their win with the winning 3-0, that was off of 11 shots.
It's nice to score. It's nice to be 100% efficient on your shots, but it's not always going to be the case. So the best form of offense is to create as many chances as possible, and California did exactly that in their opening win against Wheeling. Vulcan throw on the near side. Flicked header by Olsen into the path of Sawyerlander. Ichi Maya able to settle that one down, and the Vulcans retain possession out wide here to Basinger.
You know, I think this game shows the quality versus quantity type of deal because Cal, 11 shots, 3 goals in one game versus the Pioneers where they had 2 games, scored 1 goal off of 20 shots.
Pass taken away that time from Miranda, who has to foul in recovery. Gives Malone a chance to breathe and push their way up the field, as it's been all California in the opening 7 minutes or so of this contest. The Pioneers able to push forward. Nate Worthmuller responsible for the free kick on the far side. We'll play the ball down the line. Some space. Low cross cleared away by the Vulcans. Calm under pressure. Is Jacob Gretz able to play that one out? The Vulcans not out of danger quite yet, still deep inside their own half. Maxiotto has to come back and defend, and is able to trying to find Olsen over the top, and Olsen giving chase is able to knock that one down. Finds Ichimaya. Pass back, shot, saved. Nice attempt that time by Gretz. And an even better stop by Cipriano to deny the Vulcans the opening goal.
Beautiful play by both sides of the ball there. The defender heard the footsteps coming, and he could not get away from the ball quick enough by the looks of it, which opened up the opportunity for that goal, for that shot. And, you know, kudos to the goaltender being running 100% so far today.
Vulcan corner on the near side, played short. Basinger with a left-footed swinger just over the net and off the backside pole and out of play.
Just a bit outside.
He was going for that cross towards the back post, but the elevation just off the mark. But again, California, with all the chips on their side of the table right now. And again, continuing this high pressure, forcing the Pioneers into a ton of mistakes. As they gain possession right back after the Pioneer goal kick. Miranda. Finds Wraithel here on the near side. Basinger able to find some space, able to dribble it forward. Out wide to Sawyerlander, cross into the box. Nowhere to go. Collision of bodies, and the Pioneers just trying to work themselves out. Pass cut out that time by Montenegro Flores as he runs that one out of play. Referees signaling to play on. We've seen a couple of times a collision of bodies, but the referees allowing the game to stay fairly physical for the time being. Bit of a close slide tackle that time by Yotto. Long throw over the head of Miranda. Giving chase is Poya. That time goes through the back of Miranda. Gets called for the foul. .34-15 to go here in the first half. Game tied at 0, but it's been all California so far. Nice touch by Sawyerlander, but called for offside, just drifted a bit too far past to the defensive line. Quickly taken free kick, headed away, that time by Rathel. And calm under pressure, able to clear that one away. Surrounded by Pioneers, Herndon. Short ball, just dealt with by the Vulcans. That one high over the head of Miranda and into the hands of A.J. Visco off the bounce. And again, so far, anytime we've seen Malone have the ball, we've not seen a long consecutive string of passes put together. It's 3 or 4 passes and a long ball attempt over the top, but not much like we've seen out of the Vulcans so far. We've seen these intricate passing plays build up to a couple of shots. Rathel looking for the diagonal ball, too straight into the head of Gradle. Nice play to find DiPiero. His pass cut out by the Vulcans. Montenegro Flores on the chase once again.
And you mentioned this earlier. It's nice to see when refs allow the players to play the game, especially with two teams that have more recent history together, with this being their third match within the last 3 years.
Yeah, victory for either side. The Vulcans won 4-2 here 2 years ago. The Pioneers won, was it 1-0?
1-0, yep.
In Malone last year, so both teams with an even split looking to take the series lead over each other. What's becoming an annual matchup between these two non-conference opponents. Miranda, who's been on the ball a ton. Long ball trying to find Olsen off his back. Pioneers able to collect. Gradle. Pass cut out that time by Gretz. The Pioneers still have possession. Ball dumped down into the corner. Miranda chases it and clears it out of play.
That was a smart play. No one was around him. He had Pioneer on his tail. The best thing to do is slow down the game, get the ball out of bounds, and reset.
And allow your defense to come back, get back into shape, allow the structure to reset, and don't give up a sloppy goal early on in this game when you've had all the pressure. And you get the ball right back here on this throw after a missed touch there by the Pioneers. Crossfield ball to Rathel. Pioneers applying a bit of pressure of their own. Vulcans all the way back to Visco. Nice outlet ball to find. Montenegro Flores on the far side. Has a bit of room to run. Trying to find Ichimaya, but caught between two minds. It's going to come off the backside of his foot and out of play. Cannot stress this enough. It's a beautiful day out here in California.
It's been a beautiful day all day. I mean, we had the Club and Orc Fair today outside, and I've been kind of doing stuff outside, enjoying the weather while I can before it starts getting too cold.
Yeah, give it a few more weeks, and it'll be about 45, 50 degrees before you know it every single day. Enjoy it while it lasts. Rathel. Over to Miranda. Seen a lot of this right-hand side for the Vulcans. Nice back heel flick. Montenegro Flores into some space, trying to look for the cross. On the ground, and defender slips. Gretz with the back heel flick again. Cross across the box, cleared away by the Pioneers. The Vulcans just inching ever closer, but the final product just not on the money. And they said that came off of a Vulcan player. The last one to touch it.
Talk about turning nothing into something there.
Zakowski looking to throw in just in front of his own bench. And again, the Vulcans just look to be first to every single ball. As that one just tails out on the clearance up ahead from Montenegro Flores. 28-10 and running here in the first half. Game still tied at 0, but again, the Vulcans with the lion's share of chances in the game so far. Herndon Center up ahead, able to find the feet of Gretz. And the Vulcans quickly, Sawyerlander trying to run onto it. Giving the defender a run for his money, Mason Gradle. Forced to just kick that one out of play.
It's usually about this time where you start seeing the teams kind of break down, slow down a little bit, get more playbook style, but the Vulcans have just been adding pressure just this whole time.
Long throw by Herndon, headed away. Chipped back in, but nobody home into the arms of Cipriano. And Cipriano going quickly. Gradle here on the near side. Gets his pass cut out by Herndon. The touch ahead that time by Yotto, just off the mark. Again, the Vulcans just continually applying the pressure. Just when Malone has a second to just try to spring forward, they give the ball right back to California. And you talk about teams breaking down, and when you defend for so long, I've been on plenty of teams, when you're really bad, I'm not saying that Malone's a bad team, but when you're constantly defending for 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time, when you're on the back foot and you're constantly having teams run at you and all you have to do is defend, get out, and come back and defend, it takes a toll, not only physically, because it's more exhausting than attacking, but mentally it's just so defeating. So California just doing the war of attrition right now, just trying to break down Malone as Sawyerlander into the near side corner, trying to split the defenders, nearly able to do so, but nice recovery defense by Malone, able to get off his foot and out of play.
This is one of those games where drawing first blood is going to be a huge momentum swing, whether it be, taking the rest of the air out of Malone's balloon or starting to have the momentum swing your way and take that pressure away from the Vulcans?
Long throw from Herndon, and again headed away. Long clearance all the way back to Miranda. Just trying to recycle it back in off the chest of a Malone defender. Gretsch trying to slip the net. Trying to find Ichimaya, but just off his foot. Ichimaya just not giving up on it like a pest. And able to force the mistake right back to California. Herndon on the ball. Back out wide to Montenegro Flores. Miranda. Yotto. Inside now to Gretz. Herndon with a bit of pep in his step. Cleared away by the Pioneers. Miranda right back to it. Montenegro Flores trying to just send that one back in, but the Pioneers play right back into the path of the Vulcans, but a loose touch by Gretz. Gradle now on the near side. Ichimaya switching wings.
Cal has definitely been pressuring Malone to make these mistakes, but caps off to Malone for not allowing the Vulcans to capitalize on those mistakes quite yet.
Again, the final ball, you can play all the great passing plays you want. You can do all the great stuff that California's doing, but none of it matters if you can't put the ball in the back of the net. Miranda out wide now here to Rathel. Inside to Ichimaya, able to turn. Herndon. Yotto sloppily loses possession. And again, no one even giving Gradle an option here. He's finally able to find Castro Morales. His teammate's calling for a switch of play here. Trying to get it across the field, but now the Vulcans looking to apply the pressure. Herndon looking to step up. Gradle able to spin away. Up the line and trailing out for a Vulcan throw.
Just when the Pioneers thought they would be able to catch their breath, the Vulcans get in on the field quickly and get back into play.
That's what I'm saying. It takes so much out of you, constantly defending, because you're constantly thinking about your structure, who you have to be marking, where the zones you're supposed to be defending, who's running in, who's taking who's doing what. And again, it's so physically taxing on your body because you're constantly just trying to get back, trying to follow these runners, but also it's so mentally defeating because you know that like once they've finally been able to get out of this defensive shape, once they've been able to get the Vulcans off the ball, they just give it right back. And even with all this pressure, California, no rush.
The Vulcans' presence is definitely felt across the Pioneer defense, and even when on the offensive side of the ball, they just can't seem to get any momentum going their way.
Nice touch that time by Basinger, just trying to poke it away. And the collision of bodies here on the near side between him and Castro Morales. Vulcan free kick in a potentially dangerous area. Gretz and Basinger stepping over it. One with the left foot, one with the right, depending on how you want the delivery. As the Vulcans send a couple of men into the box to get on the end of the header. will be Basinger with the left foot. High header towards the back post. Easy one for Cipriano to collect. .20-15 and running here in the first half. Game still tied at 0. So we're 25 minutes into this game. Again, still, it's been all California so far. Scoreline does not reflect so, but it's been complete Vulcan domination from start to finish so far. Nice touch by Olsen, but called for the high kick, just trying to steal that one away from the Pioneers. Zaga over to Paulettes. Trying to play that ball into the corner. A bit too straight on and into the hands of Visco. Not much for him to do today so far. Wraithel. Herndon looking for an option. Nice ball into the corner for Ichimaya to play on. Cutting in on the left foot. Ichimaya with the shot. Nice save that time from Cipriano. Able to play it over the bar and out for a corner.
What a beautiful save. Honestly, I thought with the way that ball arced, I was worried he was going to save it, and it just hit that crossbar. Well, luckily for the Pioneers, it went up, over, gives them a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, a bit awkward there with the low shot from Ichimaya, but Cipriano did just enough to poke it over the bar and out for a corner. Will be Gretz to take it here with the right foot. That one long. Soylander able to head that one in. But right back out from the Pioneers, not a play.
Being attacked by the lanternflies over here.
Yeah, the Phillipsburg soccer facility infested with them. Herndon looking for the long throw. Cleared away by the Pioneers once again. Herndon under some pressure. Able to get a foot on it. Across the field. Header up. Soylander now. Able to just dump it back into the path of Basinger. Again, California and Herndon continuing with these long throw opportunities. The one thing I was good at in high school soccer was this right here, because you can kind of treat it like a corner if you're good enough at these long throws, as Herndon is right here. Just put it in a dangerous spot, but Malone has done a great job so far at defending him. Basinger working his way down the outside, has a step, but great recovery that time by Gradle. Able to poke it out, but California right back to it. The Vulcans making the first change. But some Pioneers quickly in tow.
Almost 30 minutes into this half, and I don't know what's going through the minds of the Pioneers, but honestly, from what I'm seeing up here, they have to be tired, being in the defensive end for as long as they have been.
So change for the Vulcans. Maxiato been substituted. Josiah Martinez now into the game for the Vulcans. Saw a trio of members substituted for the Pioneers. Vulcans able to win the header, but not able to win the second. Left-footed shot into the box, cleared away from Martinez, and now the Pioneers sprung onto the counter.
And once again, what a beautiful job by the Pioneers, just not giving them much to work with, not giving the Vulcans much to capitalize on when they're in the box, when they're close to it.
Uchimai into the corner, able to get there first. First touch too heavy. And the 3 substitutions there for the Pioneers. Camden Albertson, number 13, onto the field. Number 17, Anthony Byrus, onto the field for the Pioneers. And number 23, Jaden Fuller. The 3 changes there for the Pioneers. 2 of them in the attack here, 17 and 23, Fuller and Byrus.
And that ball made its way on the other side of the fence into the stands.
My man Jackson Guire jumping over the fence to get it. Fellow Beth Center Bulldog. Shot. Visco with the save, able to poke that one out. It was the substitute that time, Byrus. The left-footed shot just outside of the box in the first corner now for Malone.
And honestly, luckily he was there, because that was not the prettiest of saves. That could with a Pioneer that close to the box.
He was heading towards that far corner. Visco needed to get a hand on it, and he did. The Pioneers look to play it short. Left-footed cross into the box. Pioneers get a head on it, but right back out here to Byrus. Out wide to Zakowski. Left-footed cross into the box, just too strong. That one ends up out of play. Vulcan substitution. Onto the field for California, number 20, Roman Capucha. On the field in place for Shimon Ichimaya. Header on by Olsen. Last came off of Vulcan and out of play. .14 remaining here in the first half. Game still tied at 0. But Malone with the most recent chance against the run of play. Just goes to show you the game's still very much in reach for either side. As Martinez able to work himself out of a jam. Miranda. Montenegro Flores back to Miranda. It's been the best spell of Pioneer play we've seen so far. Played into the channel for Martinez to give chase. Martinez able to get there into the feet of Sawyerlander, going for the curler. Just a bit audacious. That one ends up out of play. Another substitution for the Vulcans. Brady Olsen out. Into the game, Philip Ennegrund, freshman from Sweden.
So with this game still being scoreless, a little information about the last time these two teams met last year at Malone. It took 67 at the 67-41 mark. was when Malone scored their one and only game-winning goal off of a penalty kick.
Clearance up ahead for Capucha to give chase to. Ball lands at his feet inside Engrund. Back to Montenegro Flores. Nice fancy touch. Miranda stepping into the space. Just not on the same page that time with Flores. Nice pressure that time applied by Capucha. Engrund's header cleared away by the Pioneers. Nice tackle by Herndon, able to win it back just in the middle of the field. Martinez under pressure, brought to the ground, and wins the Vulcans a free kick in the attacking half. Again, another one where we can see the Vulcans send some men forward as they can play this one into the box. And you see the rod of them, Rathel, Miranda, everybody. All the big men for California looking to step in. Will be Gretz to take it. Gretz's ball in, headed away that time by Zakowski. But only out for a corner. So we'll see the Vulcans do it again from a different angle this time. Basinger with the in-swinger with the left foot. The Vulcans. Basinger towards the back post. Herndon's header over the net. Again, California inching ever closer that time. Herndon got up to it, but
he got there. It was just a little too high and ended up going over.
Header won that time by Miranda. And California able to get possession back. Nice job that time by Capucha, but under the pressure has to play it out. Substitution here for Malone. D. Piero will come out of the game here for the Pioneers. Into the game will be number 2, Dominic Welton.
This late in the game, you just kind of want to get some fresh bodies out there, get some different looks, and try to get something on the board, especially when you've kind of been on your back foot this whole game.
I go against some tired legs last couple minutes of the half. Like you said, just try to get anything before the break, as one goal right before the half can really change the entire dynamic of the game. Like you mentioned before, just the first goal of this game, especially so far as this game, if it does go Malone's way, can really shift the tone of the entirety of this second half. And the tussle forward near the line ends up going out of play. Visco trying to send the boys up the field. 6:10 remaining here in the first half. Couple of second chance balls ends up at the feet of Martinez. Montenegro Flores dumps it into the corner. That one clears over. Looked like it went over the fence, but just stays inside. I was here at the women's game on Sunday, where one did make its way over the fence, and I saw Mr. Loudon Conti have to go search for it. He was not happy about it.
I wouldn't be either. I mean, that's not just a straight shot over that fence. That's a hill.
Yeah, it was. They did end up finding it, but it was. I don't think anybody was happy about it. As the Vulcans slowly work their way up the field after a couple of clearances, make their way out of bounds. They can set up for this long throw from Herndon once again. The Vulcans will send some players into the box here. Wraithel working his way forward from the back. 4:40 and counting.
These last 4.5 minutes, the Vulcans need to keep applying the pressure that they have all game. Don't give the Pioneers an inch to work with.
Herndon's throw that time a little bit too close to the net and ends up hitting the side of the net and out of play. As we saw California looking to get into just trying to cut off Cipriano from getting to the ball. Miranda winning the header. Dumped into the corner. Wraithel able to just play that one out.
Yeah, I'm glad you can see that side of the field because that corner over there is just no man's land to me.
Yeah, from inside this box, it's a bit of an odd angle, but Basinger on the attempt, trying to work his way around a couple of Vulcans into the box. Herndon headers it away. Ennegaard gives room to run, trying to work his way around the outside, body to body. Cipriano has to clear it up the field, back into the feet of the Vulcans. Gretz infield pass, able to find Martinez with a man on. Pioneers able to do just enough, back into the feet of Gretz. It's Roughcorn on the near side here for the Vulcans. Capucha ran into the brick wall there that time. Gradle ran down by the Vulcans, who have some players in attack here. Just can't find that pass. Herndon going for the long-range effort, and that one didn't look too far away, but
it had the distance, just didn't have the angle.
I mean, it looked nice coming off the foot, I'll tell you that.
And with 2 minutes left, you got to think the Pioneers at this point are in survival mode just to get through this half.
If you can make it to the half without giving up a goal, with the way that California's been playing in this first half, you've done a great job. Ball just over the head of Roughcorn. Gradle, infield pass, Miranda high in the air. Some nice link-up play from the Pioneers. Still in possession. The right-footed strike just sliced by Izaga. Again, I think this can come down to the frustrations of the lack of quality in that final ball, where you see both teams just trying to throw something at the wall and just see if something can come out of it, you know?
That was one of those plays to just get the ball out of bounds and reset. Because, again, at this point in time for the Pioneers, it's about survival. For the Vulcans, they're really hoping that they could put one in the back of the net to count their efforts in this first half.
We're under a minute to go here, 40 seconds remaining in this half. Maybe enough time for one final attack as Montenegro. Flores deep down, high clearance deep as Miranda is going to have some issues here. So he's going to head that one out of the corner. He's going to give Malone a chance to get bodies forward here as California not going to have a chance to get down the field in 15 seconds. A long throw wielded up here by Worthmuller. 10 seconds on the clock.
9, 8, 7,
But the Pioneers taking their time, 6 seconds.
5,
Worthmuller's long throw into the box. The header
1.
is going to get cleared away, and that's going to be the end of the first half from the Phillipsburg soccer facility. We're all tied at 0 between California and Malone. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the second half coverage right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Digital Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Is here, and you have 17 chances to see some of the best collegiate teams in the region. The men's soccer team kicks off on September 4th, and they feature 8 home contests. The women's team also kicks off on the 4th and entertains 9 opponents at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. Come out and cheer on both teams as they try to climb the ranks of the PSAC and get back to postseason. Also, make it a point to follow Cal Vulcans for up-to-date news, schedules, game recaps, and much more.
University Players presents Evening of Creativity Fall. Come to this night of one-act plays and the Chuckle Club Improv Trope, featuring Cryptid Counseling by Brent Winzek and Caster Shot by Brian Karpinski. Admission is free! Shows are Friday, September 27th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, September 28th at 2 p.m.
Hi, I'm Gene Sterator, CBS Rules Analyst and longtime sports official. Today, mistreatment of officials has become normalized, and we are facing an abnormal future where no officials to hire means no games on the schedule. And the positive effects of athletic competition are at critical risk for this generation and those to come. Videos showing abusive treatment of officials multiply on social media. And there have been consequences for the dreadful behavior of players, fans, and coaches. Your response in the heat of the moment is the only thing you totally control. Move that desire to lash out to a different place and encourage without rage. Just cheer for your child or the team you're there to support.
The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference celebrates its 75th season in 2025 to 26, highlighting the many athletic achievements of its membership institutions. The PSAC has won 59 national team titles, 310 individual titles, produced 29 all-time Olympians, and 43 former PSAC players and coaches have been elected to National Halls of Fame. PSAC proud for 75 years and many more to come.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Phillipsburg Soccer Facility as we get ready for the second half between the Malone Pioneers and the California Vulcans. John Sape, James Anderson still with you. I cannot talk today. It's one of those days today, you know.
Hey, we had 45 minutes of Vulcan action we got through, so I think it's okay to get a little tongue-tied right
45 more to go. Second half, both teams switching sides, and we're going to get underway, and we have we got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. Gosh,
yes, we do.
I can't talk.
You know what? Here, let me take over there for you for a second. So, as we mentioned, it was a Vulcan slugfest out there on the field. The Vulcans controlling 62% of the possession. 6-1 shots, the Vulcans leading that. And I mentioned earlier about discipline on the team, with Malone's last game having 23 fouls alone in it, and the fouls are only 3-2 in Pioneers' favor, I guess you could say.
Well, 3 fouls for Malone, 2 for California, and you talk about the possession, 62% for the Vulcans, but in terms of the total, they have the chart broken down for us at the bottom of our stat page. For the Vulcans in total, 66% of their total possession has come in the attacking half of play. So that just goes to show you the absolute dominance of the game so far. They've been really going after Malone so far. It's been all California in this attacking half, in the attacking third, and then the final third of the attack. It's been mostly California, but it's been that final ball that's been lacking. And one thing I wanted to mention before we get started was the presence of the California area, or the Brownsville area high school soccer team in attendance to cheer on their alumni, Mr. Thomas Ruffcorn, number 24, who got some action later on in that first half, played 3 minutes right there at the tail end of the first half. I played against him in high school. I played with his older brother, Eli, on a couple of travel teams in my youth. His dad, Harry, was my coach on one of those teams at one point. Good family. Thomas was a bit of a hothead, but great kid, very talented, and the junior here at California with much could have a lot to contribute to this team as his role increases. And as this second half begins, that one goes over the fence and out of play. Bit unfortunate, as I think that one hit the side of the house.
I think that one did too. I saw it bounce off something, and it looked like it hit the roof, so they're going to have to chase that one down.
I also see a trio of Vulcan volleyball superstars, Elisa Ruggiero, Anna Marie Patricevic, and Lexi Muck, off of their 3 wins this weekend to start the season. So everything going well so far for most of Vulcan athletics. And again, the start of the second half, very similar to the end of the first half. California attacking. Herndon with the long throw. And again, headed away. The right-footed volley that time. Sliced away. Again, a bit ambitious that time from Montenegro Flores.
You got to think during the half, the Pioneer huddle during halftime was about how to slow down this Vulcan team and start playing Pioneer soccer.
He said 6-1 in terms of shots in that first half. 4 corners for the Vulcans compared to the 1 of the Pioneers. 2 saves from Cipriano, and both of them were fantastic, as an early attempt here. Cross into the box, dealt with by Montenegro Flores, and cleared away by Herndon. California now on the counter. Pass that time by Gretsch, just a little bit behind Ichimaya. And we've seen when historically in the games, I watch a lot of soccer, and you see when teams are able to settle themselves down into this defensive shape where you're really struggling to find that final pass, you can start to see teams get very effective at trying to break on the counter, just allowing the other team to have some possession up the field, just trying to lull the team forward out of structure, out of shape, and then just trying to spring forward with numbers, with some pace. And with some of the passes that we've seen this team play is some miscommunication on the far side by the Pioneers.
And I think that comes down to really any sport, especially with this game here. If you can have a team playing defense for 45 minutes, almost 45 minutes, and then allow them to spring an offense just at a random time, there's going to be some miscommunication. There's going to be some misconnect, you can say, in the psyche of the scheme.
Nice link up in the middle of the field that time, but a little bit behind Sawyerlander. He was trying to receive that link up pass back from Gretz. And another one goes over the fence. Oh, my goodness.
That one went into the trees, so they are definitely going to have to go digging for that one.
I don't know why the fence can't be just a couple of inches taller. I don't know if there's like some insurance thing. If you have taller fences, but I don't know. Understands the cross into the box. Miranda able to get a hand on it, and Basinger able to clear that one out of play.
A couple inches higher, maybe a little curve on the top to stop it from bouncing over it. Something that way you don't have to go fishing for soccer balls all that often.
I mean, I'm sure it doesn't happen a lot, but
it's happened twice so far today in the second half alone.
But I'm saying it has to happen enough where it's a nuisance. But that's what the sport management people are here for, the volunteers for the class. They got to go dig them up, as Brady Olson called for the offsides as he tried to recover that ball. Worth-Mueller looking for an option here. Wanted to play it quickly, but now looking to spring a nice crossfield ball. One bounce and into the path of Gradle on the far side. Spinning into danger is Paladas, and gets that one pickpocketed away from him that time by Yado. No, you first.
All right. And once again, the Pioneers just not giving the Vulcans much to work with.
I was going to say the same thing. I was the Pioneers so far proving to be a tough nut to crack for California so far, but 39 minutes and counting here in this second half. Still plenty of time left on the board as Gretsch just tries to play that one into the path of Olsen. Cipriano quick off his line. Rolls it forward quickly into the feet of DiPiero.
And just kind of a reminder, the last time these two teams met last year in Malone, the Pioneers won that game 1-0, but it was almost to the 68-minute mark where Malone finally got that goal in. Vulcans only had 2 shots the whole game.
Cross towards the back post, a header from Malone. Miranda has to deal with the danger, and the Vulcans able to get it out of the box, but the Pioneers still in possession. Gradle now able to recycle this one back in. Visco, with the cool head, able to collect.
Those are the type of situations that really can either make or break a team, if we're being honest. Being that close and unable to get it in to finish, that could be demoralizing.
And it can go the other way if you're California. If you have been the dominant side for the large majority of the game, and you give Malone the opportunity, if you let up a goal against the run of play, that could really kind of throw your whole game out of whack. As the referee just trying to have the free kick taken in the right spot, as Basinger trying to get things moving quickly here. Montenegro Flores here on the near side. Now Miranda. Wraithel. Dumps that one out of bounds, as his options limited up that far side. Some pressure applied that time by Gretson. A little bit too much on the back of Izaga. Called for the foul. It's the only one to give away, as it gives the chance for the Pioneers to push up the field into the path of Poya now. Poya pushed off of it that time by Basinger. Now, you talked about the discipline. We've seen the referees be pretty willing to let the players be physical in this game, but we haven't really seen too many opportunities for the players to kind of have to make the referee make a choice in that department. The players have so far played a fairly clean game in that regard.
Absolutely. I mean, with Malone's last game, there being 23 fouls and 3 yellow cards on their side of the ball, and California only having 9 fouls and 1 yellow in their last homestead, or not their last homestead, but their last game at Wheeling. It kind of shows you the difference in these two teams, and it's nice to see the discipline and also the leniency of the refs to just let the boys play.
Which is also surprising to see, because we've seen both teams at multiple points in this game be prone to applying a ton of pressure, especially when the teams have possession in their own defensive third of the pitch, where you've seen when Malone has possession with their center backs, we've seen the California forwards really spring to life, their midfielders getting up, and usually see in those positions players tend to give away silly fouls, but we've seen California do a great job at pulling away just in time, and we've seen the same thing from Malone on the flip side, where they've been able to pull out just in time from giving away those silly fouls. As the long throw and the header off the mark that time from Redding. That one hits off the top of the netting, and Visco has to punch it off.
And I also think that we have to consider when we do talk about the discipline aspect is the emotion of the game. Malone being on the back foot, playing more defensive, getting frustrated a lot, them able to kind of keep their cool and play a clean game like that.
But California giving away a free kick inside of their own territory here. As that time Basinger caught on the ball. And gives Malone a chance here, as they're going to send the troops into the box. And California not taking any chances, sending everybody back.
This could be huge for the Pioneers.
Miranda, nice header to send that one away, but Malone, nice touch with the left and the strike with the right. Always rising from Worth Mueller.
So you made a comment about the fence earlier. The back of the nets, the fence is higher, so I don't think there would be too much issue.
Well, that makes sense, because you're always going to be...
Yes.
If you're shooting those ways, you're always going to have shots going fairly high. But like I said, I don't know if you have to have that. If you have that fence all the way around, I don't know what that does in terms of So my first thought was insurance, and I don't know if that makes me older or very sad in terms of my outlook on life. But
I mean, I don't know. I'm older than you, and that was kind of my first thought too. So. But my second thought was zoning permit.
Sawyerlander, we've been to a quiet game so far. We can spring to life in an instant. Ball play into the box. Nice call by Cipriano just to wave his defenders off.
I mean, yeah, it's been a quiet game on score sheet wise, but watching the field, it is as live as it ever is. Both teams looking for that first goal, drawing first blood, trying to get the momentum to stay in their favor.
Ichimaya now here on the near side. 3 defenders near him, able to just create enough space to get himself out of the corner. Miranda crossfield ball. Sawyerlander lets it run into the path of Basinger, into the box, on the ground. Olsen pokes it in. The Vulcans break the deadlock. Brady Olsen gets on the end of it.
With 31-17 left on the clock, we are now looking at a 1-0 lead.
And that's just some beautiful play all around the field. Ichimaya on the near side, able to work his way out of the corner. A beautiful crossfield ball from Miranda. Sawyerlander just letting it run for Basinger to run onto. And then Basinger's cross on the ground, finding Olsen, who finds the back of the net, and the Vulcans find the lead 1-0. 31-17 remaining here in the second half. And all of that hard work of the Vulcans finally pays off as California finally take the lead. A lead that they've fully deserved after the way that they've played all game so far.
You want to talk about field awareness
California goal, scorer number 9, Brady Olsen.
and discipline.
Basinger and 21, Ben Sawyerlander.
Being able to start out, get away from that corner, to find the open field, to work your way through, and the discipline to not take that header and let it run with a Pioneer, on your heels to bring it to the end, the back of the net. Amazing play through and through.
Short corner now here for the Pioneers. Cross into the box, headed away by the Vulcans. Gretz with the overhead kick just to clear the lines. So the Vulcan defensive line can get up the field. Gradle, infield ball. And that's Poya flipped over end. And a free kick in a dangerous spot, a little bit, maybe just out of the range for a potential shot, but we've seen some crazier shots. I remember the game that the Vulcans played here against Malone right before halftime. I remember the Vulcans scoring a free kick from a pretty similar spot. It was on the other side of the field, and I remember it just went off of the goalkeeper's hands and into the net, but it was probably from this far out, but just flipped onto the right side of the box compared to the left side.
Well, when you got that many bodies together trying to accomplish the same goal, it's kind of like pinball out there. It's gonna hit some bodies, it's gonna hit some body parts, and you don't know where it's gonna end up.
The cross opted for that time by the Pioneers. Pauletis couldn't find a target and ends up out of play for California. Goal kick. And a 1-0 lead is still anything but comfortable for California. Still, they've maintained the dominance in this game, but it can all be washed away in a moment's notice if they still don't just cross their T's, dot their I's here for the rest of the game. They still have to just keep playing the way they have been all game long.
Don't let your foot off the gas just yet, even though I'm sure the mentality of the team and the exhaustion might start settling in when you're playing that much pressure. And I'm sure with that 1-goal lead, a 1-0 lead, that mentality does kind of you want to relax a little bit. Your mentality is like, okay, we got the lead. Let's cool it a little bit, but you really need to keep your foot on the gas here.
In my experience, you'll never relax until you get the second. So California in the driver's seat, but the Pioneers still in the rearview mirror. And another free kick in a similar spot to the last. And a similar opportunity presents itself here for the Pioneers.
Mm-hmm. A clear pushing foul allows, a decent shot on the left side of the box.
DiPiero with the chance with the right foot, or Izaga with the left. DiPiero will cross it in with the right all the way towards the back post, and everybody lets it run. And nobody gets a touch on it as it goes all the way through. And again, those have the potential to be the most dangerous as you see Visco and Wraithel having a conversation as Wraithel thinks Visco needs to potentially have a little bit more say on who comes out for it and who needs to be calling for that ball. But California under a bit of pressure now. Malone having a decent spell after the California goal. Cross into the box, cleared away by the Vulcans, but right back into the path of DiPiero. Nice tackle made that time by Iato. But a throw-in on the California half, and we've seen the long throw-ins by either side being utilized like pseudo corners. So we'll see the Pioneers march into the box to try to get on the end. Try to get on the end of this Worthmuller throw. Worthmuller towards the penalty spot. Takes an awkward bounce, but shot blocked away. Olsen with the head, but sent right back in towards the California box. Ichimira able to get a piece of it and sends it out. Worthmuller throwing it into the box. Herndon with the piece on it, but falls awkwardly. Deflection, and Wraithel able to just clear it away. And you see the Pioneers shouting for a potential handball. They're saying it came off of the arm of Wraithel, saying his arm was not in a natural position. But the referee looked like he had a decent view, but nothing called, and now they have to get back and gear up for another Worthmuller throw. Worthmuller again, and a foul called in the box. This one going against the Pioneers.
The Vulcans at this point in time need to control the tempo, need to control how this game's played. You don't want the Pioneers, get on a hot streak, apply the pressure. Now I can't talk. And put the Vulcans on their heels for the next 20, 24 minutes. That was a dangerous header. They found themselves in the box where we almost had a tie game there.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Wraithel just standing in the right place at the right time, it's a tie game. I mean, it looked like Visco was beat, but Wraithel was just standing right there on the line, able to just clear it. And a double substitution made here for the Pioneers.
Pioneers, you got to start questioning, what now?
A wonderful strike by Shimon Ichimaya to find the bottom left corner, beating Cipriano, and the Vulcans double their lead. 21:54 remaining here in the second half. And California with a 2-0 lead.
Assistant 21, Ben Collender.
And with that, I think we heard the collective sigh of relief from the California side of the bench.
Again, that's the second goal you're looking for. If you're California. The Vulcans not looking to let off the gas here. Sawyerlander now trying to work his way down the far side. Beats his man. Sawyerlander towards the line, trying to cross it in. Just runs out of room. Picks himself up in an assist. Now we got to see the Pioneers try to switch into a different gear here as they need to start pressing forward and stringing together a stronger attack.
Which is honestly hard to do when you've been playing defense for a good 60-70% of the game. Trying to immediately switch that into, okay, we're down 2, we need an offense here. It's going to be a challenge that they'll have to overcome.
Montenegro Flores crossed towards the back post over the head of Gretz. The left-footed strike blocked away. Yotto nearly picked up a miraculous third for the Vulcans, but a great block thrown in there that time by Worthmuller. And the Vulcans having fun out here. California's substitution. Josiah Martinez will come back into the game. Ben Sawyerlander will make his way off the field. I believe picked up a duo of assists in this game. Miranda with the header. Herndon under pressure. Plays into an awkward spot, but California able to recover. Crossfield ball, Ichimaya trying to get on the end of it, and he's going to, but
just ran out of real estate.
The field was 5 yards longer. We've had an opportunity to play there, but I mean, he's been lively here all game long, but in this second half, he's caused some havoc down the right-hand side. Montenegro Flores with the high header. Cleared away. Herndon able to get ahead on to Miranda, winning the second ball. A push in the back of Ichimaya, and a free kick won by the Vulcans. Gretz waving everybody up. And a chance to play this one into the box once again.
A third goal here would be huge for this Vulcan team.
The Vulcans were picked to place 5th in the PSAC West to start the season. Cross into the box, nearly placed directly onto the foot of Yotto, but just cleared away. But now sprung onto the counter is Poya.
And he has his man beat.
He has some wheels. And Poya tackled down in the box. And the entire Malone bench screaming for a penalty. And Poya's still down. But the Pioneers play on. Poya now back to his feet. Herndon has to clear. And he's going to plead his case with the referee. But the head referee, Jeff Nardowicz, it looked like he got caught from behind, but nothing called, and California potentially catch a break, but the Pioneers have to play on. No VAR at the Division II level. as the Pioneers run out of room there on the far side. The pass ends up out of play.
And it's those kinds of things that could give a team motivation, that could give them a little boost, a little extra in the tank when you run empty as a missed call like that, trying to, right that ship and make a goal. But this Vulcan team should not be giving the Pioneers any sort of momentum, any sort of a chance to get going like that. Any sort.
A substitution for the Vulcans. Lewin Rathel will check out of the game. He's had a phenomenal game. And the U's Agboda will check in. Another duo of substitutions for the Vulcans will make their way onto the field. And Philip Ongerud and Davey Jansen for the goal scorer Olsen. For both goal scorers, Olsen and Ichimaya. Cross into the box from the Pioneers, cleared away by Agboda. Ongarud going up for the header, won by the Pioneers. Agboda. Miranda. Into the feet of Jansen. Trying to find Herndon's path, but a clash between him and the Pioneers. Plays it into Angarund. Cleared out by the Pioneers, and California quickly go from back to front. Another substitution for California. Thomas Ruffhorn will come onto the field for Maxiato.
With 14:50 left on the clock, you're starting to see this Vulcan team start controlling the possession more, start slowing down this game, trying to eat as much clock as they can and not give these Pioneers a chance to even get to the offensive side of the field.
You also see them trying to work in some tertiary players of the squad, just trying to get the rotation going, just trying to
get some fresh legs out there.
You have the 2-0 lead, and give the starters who've been out there the entire game, give them a bit of a breather, as it looks like they've done enough. Martinez able to intercept. Just under 14 minutes to go. Long ball headed away by Montenegro Flores. Miranda winning the second header. Angarund showing off the legs a little bit. Able to just play it into some space. Running all the way from Sweden. Continuing to march on and winning the Vulcans a corner.
There was a slight chance that could have went across that white line out of bounds, but he was able to play it just before our cross, keep it into the open field, and keep this game alive.
Yeah, Philip Annegrund with the long strides. He just continuing to march forward down the sideline. Will be Seth Basinger to take the left-footed in-swinger here for the Vulcans. California around the penalty spot. An awkward falling. Cleared off the line. Another opportunity for California. Inches from going in. Martinez's shot just cleared away. And now the Pioneers sprung into the counter. Gradle just stopped dead in his tracks that time. By Agbodo. Played into the space for Anagrun to run onto, but that time just not enough space here on the near side.
We're starting seeing the change of mindset from being at both a defending and attacking team to starting to focus more on just defending, save your energy, keep the ball out of the box and out of the back of the net. And lucky for the Vulcans, they had that ability to change the mindset, unlike the Pioneers, who have been on that back foot, that, like we've mentioned, for most of this game.
Pioneers looking to fall to 0-3 on the season. Anagrund on the near side. Nice lovely touch. Able to create the space. The lifted ball from Jansen just not enough to get it over the defender. The ball into the space that time for Poya to run onto, but
just couldn't be his man.
Montenegro Flores, with this high motor, has been doing it all game. The left-footed strike just over the head of Visco. Tiago Pajadas.
That is one ball the Vulcans are happy to have back. Just mere inches above the goal keep and merely an inch or two above that crossbar.
Yeah, don't fault Pajadas for giving that one a go. Grad's able to bring that one down. Martinez trying to dance his way through the defenders. Plays it out to Roughcorn on the far side, just stolen away. By the Pioneers.
Pioneers need to pick up the pace here a little bit. There's still 9:20 and counting left on the clock, but when it comes to a high-paced game like this, 9:20 goes by pretty quick.
Cross into the box, blocked away, and it tails out for just a throw. Deep inside the Vulcan corner. Another long throw attempt from Worthmuller. Bodo able to get up there and clear that one away. Roughcorn giving chase, but will get charged for the foul. And again, it gives another opportunity for the Pioneers to play this one into the box. They try to go quickly. Maybe to their own detriment as they play that one right into the Pioneers, and that one just ends up being awkward and no good. And Montenegro Flores, after having himself a phenomenal shift, will get substituted out here for California. Into the game in his place will be number 18, Bellamy Cox Sikowicz. the junior from Seattle, Washington. Vulcans love their 3 named right backs. Mauricio Montenegro Flores and now Bellamy Cox-Sikowitz. The shot from Bylis dragged wide. And another sub here for California. Jansen had a bit of run there at the top of the field. Into the game will be now number 27, Cooper Robson. Gets 7 minutes or so up front here for the Vulcans. Sophomore from Erie, graduate of General McLean High School.
At this point in time for the Vulcans, it's all about keeping the freshest legs on the field, being able to control the possession, control the clock, and not give the Pioneers much to work with. Like I mentioned earlier, 7 minutes, that seems like a lot of time, but it goes by pretty quickly.
But when you're losing a game like this and in the manner that you have been, it feels like it goes on forever. Get into the corner. Throw in here for the Pioneers. Nice touch taken in and amongst the danger there by Malone. Bylis trying to work out. 2 quick fouls right after he got substituted on.
And that's a yellow.
Cooper Robson gets himself into the referee's book. He's been on for 40 seconds. Picks up 2 quick fouls and gets himself a yellow card.
7:08 left of the game. Our first yellow card of it. These refs, they've been, to their credit, they've been letting the players play. Have they missed a call or two? Probably. But, they've been doing a great job controlling the tempo and controlling the physicality of this game.
Yeah, but Cooper Robson comes on, pushes 2 people over immediately, gets called for the yellow. Don't fault the referee for putting him in the book.
Absolutely not.
DiPierre's free kick off the wall and out of play, and that's going to be the end for Cooper Robson. He was on for a minute, picks up a yellow. Very eventful 50 seconds there for Robson on the pitch. Back on is Davy Jansen.
As a coach once told me, it's not about the matter of how many minutes you're on the field, it's what you do in those minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to get a stern talking to by Coach Sabick there on the far side about. But 6:30 remaining. California in cruise control right now. I think the last thing for the Vulcans to do is to hold on to the clean sheet. Worthmuller, the left foot. Visco, a little bobble, but able to collect. A little awkward slice that time from Worthmuller. We've seen a couple of long-range strikes here from the Pioneer back line, but it's been a whole lot of nothing besides that, and I think a warning issued to Visco about the time wasting. An issue between the referee and the booth about the clock as the referee signaled to stop the clock, and then they stopped the clock, and then the referee got upset that the clock was stopped and then asked the clock to be started again. So a disagreement between the referee and Matthew Kiefer, but all things settled.
And we're back to play.
Gretsch trying to play it into the path. The Vulcans still in possession. Gretsch now just trying to dance around, trying to find an option, plays it on the ground, cleared away.
You mentioned those long kicks. I expect with under 5 minutes left to go, the Pioneers are going to be doing a lot of those long kicks, just trying to get something to stick and find the back of the net.
Bilas trying to attack through the legs of Agbodo, but into the arms of Visco. Again, we've seen in this second half the Pioneers get forward, and we've seen them have a couple of chances, but the Vulcan defense has done a great job at limiting the quality.
Seeing some disagreement there with who touched the ball last.
And tempers flaring just a bit here at the end of this game. Foul called on Miranda inside of the Vulcan half. Again, gives another decent opportunity here for the Pioneers to play this one in the box. DiPiero to take the free kick. He's been able to do so. Headed away, but right into the path of Bilas again. Towards the back post, and Man's able to get to it, but just off the side netting.
Just when you think they have a chance, just when you think they got something going, there's a Vulcan in there to disrupt the Pioneer scheme.
3 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. Vulcans looking to hold on and improve to 2-0 on the season.
Not just 2-0 on the season, 2-1 in the series.
And 2-1 in the series against Malone. California plays again this Saturday at 1 o'clock here at home against West Liberty. They travel to Buffalo, New York next Wednesday to take on Duville at 1 p.m. They host Shippensburg here on the 24th at 6 p.m. before 3 straight away games against Westchester, UPJ, and Lock Haven on the 27th, and then October 1st and the 4th, before finally coming back here on October 8th against Seton Hill. So the next stretch of games here for the Vulcans, and for the Pioneers, take on Thomas More University, Tiffin University, Lake Erie College, Cedarville University, Kentucky Wesleyan College, Ashland University, and Ohio Dominican before they host Walsh University on homecoming. And nearly another goal for California. Herndon just couldn't get a piece of it.
Under 2 minutes left to go, 1:45 and counting. The Pioneers, I think, at this point are just trying to lose the shutout. Maybe get one in, just to kind of, again, erase the shutout to say we at least tried today.
Yeah, no one likes to get shut out. A consolation goal is always nice, but on the flip side, if you're the Vulcans, a clean sheet is always the goal in any game, no matter. I mean, the winning is number one goal, but clean sheet is always nice as well. But the last couple of minutes has been proving that tricky as the Pioneers have been on the attack. A couple headers floating throughout the air, cleared away by Roughcorn as we're now into the final minute of regulation. Roughcorn's header out of play.
And you can see the Vulcans have just kind of gone into a defensive mindset and like they have for the past couple of minutes here, and just waiting for the clock to expire.
And Visco able to corral it. Heads down for an extra couple of seconds. He's going to boot this one all the way down the field and try to run off as much clock as possible. Maybe one final attack here. Bilas trying to work his way into the box. Nice pass, but Just a bit awkward that time for Izaga. 10 seconds.
8, 7.
Roughcorn clears it out.
5,
And I think that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen.
2, 1.
Jansen with the final touches, and that is it here from the Phillipsburg Soccer Complex, California, with a dominant performance over the Malone Pioneers. James, any final thoughts?
It's the scoreboard now shows the type of play we've been seeing all game, with the Vulcans just applying the pressure, and it paid off for them.
California with a big win. Your final score, California 2, Malone University nothing. From everyone here at CUTV, thank you very much for watching. From our directors, Gary Smith and Hunter Garman, from my broadcast partner, James Anderson, my name is Jonathan Sape. Thank you all very much for watching on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Digital Network. And as always,